Alright, hey guys. This is Gnomoria. I'm going to start a new game because that last game was not an ideal start. And I figured I'd just start right from the very beginning here so you can see exactly what coordinates I'm using. When you work with negative coordinates, you have to put the number in first and then the negative sign. So we're going to generate the map. For those that don't know or have never played, this is kind of like a town management game like Towns and Dwarf Fortress. I personally haven't played either one of those, but if they're anything like this game, they should be pretty fun. But I have heard that this game is a little bit better than those. Gnomoria is early in development, but the developer is very active on the website and on reddit.com. He updates very often, so it's good. There was a new update that just came out a couple days ago, but I haven't downloaded it yet. It doesn't add that much. It's got some bug fixes and stuff like that, but nothing too major. So I haven't downloaded it yet. I'll get around to it eventually. We're almost in game here. It takes a little while to load the bigger maps, but it's a little bit easier playing on a large map. So we're in game now. We've got our gnomes here. Some yaks, storage. So first thing we're gonna do is put all of our gnomes into their own military. I don't want to give them, or into their own squad. I don't want to give them their own uniform. They don't really need one. So we're just gonna skip that. We're gonna go to position here, new position. Militia with the same perk, militia. No uniform, and we want to retreat if bleeding. They shouldn't be getting into fights anyway, but if they do and they start to bleed, they'll try to run away. New formation, on the move perk, gives them speed for every vacant spot in the squad. And since there's going to be only one in a squad, they're all going to have their own squad. They'll move at maximum speed. We want to avoid enemies, obviously. Now we're going to make 9 new squads. That's how many gnomes we have. It's a little tedious, but you know, what are you gonna do? If you don't do this, your military likes to engage the enemy, and they usually die, so yeah, it's easier just to do this, get them all into their own squad, and have them avoid enemies. Because your gnomes are very brave. They like to show off. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna do a new profession, just a starter profession. It's gonna do everything except mining and woodcutting because we're gonna have gnomes for that. So I'm going to take our second woodcutter here and put him on starter profession because we only need one woodcutter for the initial groups of trees. He'll be able to handle it. Everyone else goes on starter profession. Now these guys, since we took away their dedicated jobs here, they're all going to do everything. So they're going to move in a pack, completing the various tasks that you assign. And it's important to note that you want to assign your tasks with that in mind. Like if I were to queue up a bunch of foraging right now and then do a pasture, they wouldn't herd the yaks until all of that foraging is done. So I do the pasture first, get the yaks in there, and leave them alone. Next we need cotton. I only need about 40 cotton for beds, some storage, and some bandages. If I get a little bit of fruit in there, it's not a big deal, but I don't need any. And we need trees. About 40 birch should be good. I just need enough for some beds, maybe a little bit of flooring, and I need about 100 pine because I like making all of my workshops out of pine. So we'll just do that for now. I might need a little more pine later, but for right now that's good. Now everyone should have something to do. We're gonna give our miners, actually, we need miners. So we're gonna come in here and we're just gonna, actually we're going to mine out our bigger stockpile first. I'm gonna do a couple rooms right here for markets later. I can only have one market on the first season, but on summer you can have several markets. So we'll just dig a couple rooms out now. And we'll do a nice, decent size area here. This is going to be a big overflow stockpile. And I actually, let's make our, I'm going to do a couple more markets right here, but I'm not going to connect them, so they're just going to sit like that. This is going to be the area for all of my workshops, well, a majority of the workshops. Put a couple stairs down here into the big stockpile. Oh, my game is being kind of laggy right now, I apologize. I don't know why it's being laggy. So the problem with mining on top of like floors like this is that their pathfinding is really bad and they'll jump from floor to floor. So I just want to get enough of this big stockpile here cleared out so that we have enough to do, so that our guys can stock something when they're doing nothing. So a decent little area for the stockpile. We'll finish doing it later, finish mining it out later. But I'm going to designate area, give it a little bit higher priority for dirt. And now, as you can see, it lit up. I should have done that a little bit earlier, but not a big deal. So now these guys are gonna go get our dirt. We have some stone there, which is cool. Oh, these damn miners, they're so slow in the beginning. I'm gonna start making a bigger stockpile here. We're gonna give it a fairly low priority because this is just an overflow. Excuse me. So I want everything, and we're gonna come back here and be a little more selective. I don't want dirt or raw stone. Extra logs can stay down here. Planks will go upstairs. All that can stay upstairs. We'll take extra cotton and bandages down here. Drinks, milk can stay on the pasture. And seeds and clippings can stay outside. Body part, the only thing, I mean, you can use limbs, but I don't like to, just whatever. Everything else is useless. Corpses are the only thing that matters. Everything else takes up way too much space. And all this other stuff here is good. So once they're done with this dirt, they'll start grabbing all the stuff out here to bring in here. And actually, I'll move our storage that we started with in here right now. So once our miners are done here, we'll get our workshops up, and then we'll send them down to -10. See, they're really bad at pathfinding. They go up and down and up and down. It takes forever. I mean, it takes the same amount of time, obviously, but I really wish they would clear one whole floor out before the change. We're gonna expand the stockpile to the whole room. I like to leave the corners, so we're gonna leave these corners right here open for torches. So now we're gonna make our sawmill. And a stone cutter. And we're gonna set a small stockpile. Whoops. Raw stone and logs. Now we are gonna put one of our crates, the one with only 3 things, into the stockpile up here, just so they can hold more logs initially, so our guy isn't running all around trying to get logs. So once these are built, actually let's make a couple new professions, stone shop and wood shop. These guys will be working all the shops. Stone shop is going to do all of the masonry and stone carving. And we'll let him haul, just in case he has nothing to do. And same with the wood shop. Once those shops are done, we will assign those professions. Alright, our miners are done here. I could have them clear this out, but this is a pretty decent starting area, and I want to get them down in the mine as soon as possible. So we're just going to send them out this way here. That's about the middle. And we're going to send them down to -10. And we are going to mine out just a little wall here, or a little room. Nothing too big. And we're going to look for some resources. Actually, let's check our shops real quick. They might be built. Nope, not quite. Almost. So our sawmill is built. I just want him to do a bunch of pine for some more workshops. We'll queue up about 30 or 40. And just going to have him do birch after that. Let's assign our second woodcutter that we started with. We'll put him on the wood shops, since he's already got high wood cutting and other wood related skills. I could do the same for the stone shop. I could put a miner there, but I would rather have that miner mine. So we're going to take a look at our gnomes and see who's got the best masonry. So it looks like this dude is going to be our stone shop. And we've got everything queued up. We're making planks and blocks. That's good. So as soon as we have one of each made here, we're going to lay down our other wood shops. Or our other shops, I should say. We need a carpenter. We're going to put him right across the way here. A small stockpile for planks. I'm going to give it a little lower priority than the other stockpiles because these workshops can hold materials. 20 of each. And one here for blocks. Although we're not going to be making a mason for a little while yet. I also want a loom to start making our cotton into bolts. And right behind it we'll do the tailor, but we're not going to build that yet. Just set the stockpile for it, and that should be pretty good. It'll take them a little while to get those built, so let's go check on our miners. We've got some coal here, and I want to look for some resources. So if I go to dig stairs down and I start hovering, all the affected areas will turn red if there's resources there. It could be a cave too, but it's not, and I'll show you how to check if it's a cave. If we go really deep here, if I wanted to check to see if there's a cave anywhere, I just go to mine wall and it'll show you. This is a pretty big cave right here. As you can see, it goes down quite a ways, all the way down. But since this isn't the case, these are all going to be resources up here. See, there's no caves up here. So all of these red squares will be resources. What we're looking for is coal, a handful of gems, and some ore. We need to make jewelry for when the merchant comes. I don't want to stray too far because we have to come back and fill this with torches, which is not that bad, but if you mine way out, it's just more area you have to cover. So keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure that monsters don't spawn in the first season regardless, but Like if the second season rolls around and you have a bunch of dark areas, you'll get hit hard. Alright, we'll let that go for now. See what they find. We got our guys getting stone right now. Almost done with it. And we're gonna suspend this because I don't want these guys running all the way down into the mine to start collecting stone. I'd rather have them get all of these resources out here first, and then they can start running down into the mine and start gathering stuff out of there. But for right now, I want them to clean up out here. So we're gonna suspend stone, and they'll start working on the wood and stuff. Wood and cotton and all that good stuff. These shops are almost built now. Kind of. Let's check on our mine. Looks like more coal, that's good. We don't need anything from the carpenter right now, but it's good to have him built, just in case. Let's check on our, oh, we got some tin, that's good. What I would really like is copper. I think actually we are going to go up a floor after this one's mined out. So our loom is up. Don't really need to make too much cotton right now. I'm going to make a little bit, but I don't like stretching my gnomes too thin. But we are going to need a little bit for beds here, so I will make some. About 20. Enough for beds. And we can also build a market. As long as it's built before the 5th, you're fine. The merchant will come on the 5th, so make sure it's up before then. I was really hoping to find some gems and stuff before it got too late into the day, but might have to hold off until tomorrow. It happens. Actually, I think there's gems right here, but that's only because I've played this before. Maybe not. Maybe the gems are down here. Oh no, they are right there. So we need a good amount of gems. Not a good amount. 5 or 6 should be good. If you can't make jewelry, you can build like wood carving, stone carving, and make trinkets, but the time required to get the same amount as if you were to just make jewelry is ridiculous. So jewelry is preferred. More coal, that's good. I think I have enough coal. Let me just check real quick. $17. I do need a little more, so our other miner looks like he's done. So we're gonna have him just keep doing coal. And that's pretty good. 5 gems. There might be another gem here, yeah. So we'll do that. That's 6 gems. That's pretty good. And now that we have gems, our market's not quite built yet. But we need a gem cutter and a jeweler. Market's up. So let's go ahead and do our gem shops. And we'll put a little stockpile behind each one of them. One for raw gems. And one for cut. So they're starting to fall asleep now. I'm gonna check my miner's fitness here and just see what it's at. 102, that's not very good. Fitness tells you how long they stay awake. High fitness means they'll stay awake for a long time. 102 and 109 is not that great. So they will sleep here pretty soon. I think I'll end the video once they fall asleep. Hopefully they can finish up this gem area here before they crash. Don't go overboard either. Like if you find stuff, don't mine it out. Since it's so early, you just need a little bit. We're gonna check on our ore actually to make sure that we have enough. I just need enough for about 5 or 6 pieces of jewelry, and that'll be plenty. So let's go up to our gem cutter here. He's almost done. And I should have had these guys come back here and finish up this room, but I don't think they're gonna get to it today. They might though. As you can see, they're moving pretty slow, so they're about to fall asleep. And there goes one miner. And we are going to cut these gems. And I should have plenty of coal now. This guy, I don't think he's gonna make it. Or this girl, I should say. Nope. Okay. So everyone's pretty much asleep now. I think I'm gonna end the video there. As you can see, we have the starting mine area here, coal, ore, gems, and a stockpile and workshops. So I'll see you next video and we'll continue.